Hello, my dear students. Welcome back to my classroom and let's enjoy.
Here is an image of what can you see right now. Just try to imagine. Few days ago, I planted some seeds. Here are some other images. Let's see what we can see. I take care of the plants every day. And in the next, more images. One day the plants will give beautiful flowers. So by observing or seeing all of these images, what can you understand? I think you have already related any topic of grammatical items with the pictures and text. And its tense, and yes, you are right. So our today's lesson is tense. After discussing about this topic, we will be able to learn what? At first, we will be able to define the definition of tenses. We will be able to write down the structures of tenses. We will be able to identify the tense of the sentences. That means after finishing this class, we will be able to get some information or overall information on tense. Though this is a brief class on tenses, I have tried my best to clarify within a short moment about tense. Let's learn the definition of tense at first. What do you mean by tense? Here is written, tense is referred to the time of action or state indicated by a verb. That means when you are going to discuss about the tense, you have to try your best to understand the definition of tense. What do you mean by tense? What is the exact definition of the tense? Tense is referred to the time of action. Time of action, the word time of action is very much important to remember. Or state indicated by a verb. State means situation which is indicated by a verb. So according to time reference, we know that there are three kinds of tense from the basic point of view, and every part is separated into 4 kinds. So overall there are 12 kinds of tenses in English grammar. The present tense refers to the present state or different modes of present action, and the next one is the past tense, which refers to the past state or different modes of past action. And the next one is the future tense, refers to the future state or different modes of future action. So we have already got 3 kinds of basic tense. Number 1 present, number 2 past, and number 3 future. So the present tense actually refers to present mood, present situation, and the past tense refers to past mood or past situation, and the future refers to future mood or future state. That's all. And then in the next, we will be able to understand some more information about the structure, because we know that to have overall understanding on tenses, we need to know the structures perfectly. We have to remember the structures so that we can just do something or use these structures in our freehand writing. So memorizing and remembering structures are vital. So let's see what's written here. At first, we can see that there are 4 kinds of present tense. Number 1, present indefinite. Number 2, present continuous. Number 3, present perfect. Number 4, present perfect continuous. So the structure of present perfect, present indefinite is subject plus verb 1. Verb 1 means the present form of the verb. And then extension. Extension means object plus rest of the part of the sentence. You can see an example. Here is written, I go to school. I is subject and go is verb 1 or main verb, and to school regularly is called extension. Sorry for interruption. That means I go to school. We can see the example by following the structure of present indefinite. The next one is called present continuous. Let's see the structure first. The structure of present continuous is subject plus M is R plus verb plus ing plus object or extension. You can see another example for present continuous. I am going to school is written here. So let's see the structure again. Here I is subject and M is auxiliary verb. The auxiliary verb which is written in the structure here, we know that the auxiliary verb always follows the subject. With the subject I, we have to place the verb am, and with the subject he, we have to place the singular verb is, and with plural, we have to use are. So here is written verb plus ing, verb with ing. That's why the main verb go is placed here with by adding ing. I am going to school is an example of present continuous. And see next one. Present perfect. Here is written the structure of present perfect is subject plus have or has plus V3 or extension. So let's change the main example I go to school into present perfect. When you are changing I go to school into present perfect, you have to just remember the example of present perfect at first, and let's see what is written at first. At first subject, I is subject, and then there is written auxiliary verb have or has. So with the subject I, we have to bring auxiliary verb have, I have. And then there is written verb 3, that means past participle form of the main verb. So we know that the past participle form of the word go is gone. The past form is went, and past participle form or V3 form is gone. So I have gone is following the structure of present perfect. I have gone to school is the perfect example of present perfect. So let's see the next one. Here is written present perfect continuous. The structure of present perfect continuous is subject plus have been, has been plus verb plus ing, then additional for or since after before a period of time. We know that there are two kinds of time. One is fixed time, another one is unfixed time. So before fixed time we have to place linker since, and before unfixed time we have to place the word for. Let's see an example here. I have been reading the book for hours. Here see I is subject, this is following this one structure, and have been is the auxiliary verb of present perfect continuous, and read is the main verb. As we have seen that in every continuous there are verb plus ing. So one thing you have to keep in mind, and that is in every continuous verb plus ing is mandatory. So here verb plus ing has been placed, and then the book for hours. The book is object and for hours is extension, and we have seen that in present perfect continuous there is written since or for. I have already said that before fixed time we have to add since, and before unfixed time we have to add for hours. That means the time is not definite, because the moment or time is not definite. If there were morning, evening, 9 AM, 10 PM, something like that, then we would have placed since here. But there is no definite time, that's why we have added for here. So let's see next slide. One thing you have to keep in mind, and that is we know that in every present indefinite there is verb plus there is s or additional es, which is mandatory after the main verb. That means in present indefinite tense, if the subject is in third person singular, the verb takes s or es. We know that if the subject is in third person singular mode, then we have to add additional s or es after the verb. So next one, past tense. There are four kinds of past tense: past indefinite, past continuous, past perfect, and past perfect continuous. The structure of past indefinite is subject plus verb 2. Verb 2 means past form of the main verb, and extension. Extension means object plus rest of the verb. And the example is I went to school yesterday. So let's see, the example is also again following the structure. Here I is the subject, went is the past form of the main verb go, and to school yesterday is the extension. So let's see the structure of past continuous, subject plus was where plus verb with ing, that means again continuous, that means again verb plus ing is mandatory, and then extension. So we are changing the sentence into past continuous. Let's say here is written I and was going. Was is auxiliary verb of past continuous, and going, this is following the structure of past continuous. With the main verb go, we have added ing as mandatory, as I have already mentioned twice. After continuous, or that means in all kinds of continuous tense, verb plus ing is mandatory. So here verb plus ing is mandatory. And let's see the past perfect. The structure is written here: subject plus head plus V3 plus extension. So let's say I is subject following the structure of past perfect, and head is the auxiliary verb of past perfect. And one thing you have to remember again, and that is in every perfect, not perfect continuous, in every perfect, the past from or BPP or B3 is mandatory. But in every continuous, verb plus ing is mandatory. Whether it is present continuous or present perfect continuous, whether it is past continuous or past perfect continuous, whether it is future continuous or future perfect continuous, verb plus ing is mandatory. But in present perfect, in past perfect, and in future perfect, V3 or past participle form of the verb or BPP is mandatory. So here the V3 form of the word go is gone. Go, went, gone. I had gone to school. This sentence is following the structure of past perfect. And the last one of past tense is past perfect continuous. Let's see the structure at first. The structure is written here: subject plus have been, then verb plus ing, and then for or since, and then a period of time. That means this structure and the previous structure of present perfect continuous is quite similar. Just the information of present perfect continuous is in present form, but the information here is in past form. So, but everything is quite different. Let's say here is hours. It's not fixed, it's unfixed. The time is not fixed here, so we have added here for, and everything as before. I, according to the subject, had been is the auxiliary verb past perfect continuous. Read is the main verb, and after the main verb, verb plus ing is mandatory again. And then we have added here the object and since or for. As I have already mentioned that since should be used before fixed period of time, and for should be used before unfixed period of time. So that's all about past perfect continuous. Let's see some other examples and structures. That is future tense. There are 4 kinds of future tense. Number 1, future indefinite. Number 2, future continuous. Number 3, future perfect. And number 4, last one is future perfect continuous. The structure of future indefinite is subject plus shall or will plus verb 1 or verb plus extension, and we are changing the sentence again into future indefinite by following the structure of future indefinite. Here is written I as subject I, and then here is written shall or will, and we know that the auxiliary verb always follows its subject, and with I we can use shall or will both. So here I will or shall both are correct. Go is the main verb, to school tomorrow, object or extension. And let's see future continuous. Here is written the structure subject plus shall be, will be plus verb plus ing plus extension. And here is written subject following the structure again subject, and with the subject I, shall be, and I shall be. This is auxiliary verb, and going verb plus ing for continuous, and then object or extension. And the future perfect, the structure is subject plus shall have or will have plus verb 3 or past participle form of the verb or BPP, and then extension. Let's see once again. I is the subject, shall have following the structure of future perfect, and then B3 of the main verb, gone. So I shall have gone to school. This is the example of future perfect. And the last one, future perfect continuous. Here is written the structure again, subject plus shall have been, will have been plus verb plus ing, again since or for, and a period of time. So I, and with I, the auxiliary verb shall have been, and the main verb plus ing reading from here, and then the book is object, and for is written here or used here for unfixed period of time. As hours, which hours, it's not fixed. That's why before unfixed hours or unfixed period of time, we have used or added for. If there were a period of time or fixed period of time, we should have used the word since instead of for. So I think you all have already understood the 12 structures and 12 examples from the tenses. So let's see some other images from the tense. And before showing those images, I would like to share a video with you. So let's enjoy the video.
Yesterday I was, today I am, or I am now, tomorrow I will. Yesterday I had, today I have, or I am having, tomorrow I will have. Past tense is yesterday, present tense is today, future tense is tomorrow, tenses are okay. Yesterday I did, today I do, or I am doing, tomorrow I will do. Yesterday I said, today I say, or I am saying, tomorrow I will say. Past tense is yesterday, present tense is today, future tense is tomorrow, tenses are okay.
Hope you all have enjoyed this video. So here in this video there are some examples of present, past and future. Hope you all have remembered all of these important words. Sometimes we have already seen that there are some words like today, now. These are indicated that the sentences are in present form. If there are any started or past incidents or past events, then the sentences should be in past. And if there are any information for future, for example tomorrow, the next day, then the information is about for future. So the whole video is something like that. So there are some group work for all of you. You can see that after dividing into 3 groups, and you have to read the sentences and identify the tenses from those examples. The first group work for group A, it often rains here. You have to identify in which tense this sentence is. And the number 2, it is raining now. Again you have to identify the tense. And the last one, it has been raining for 2 hours. You have to again identify the tense here. So you have to identify 3 tenses here. This is the task from group A. And another task for group B. Number 1, it rained here yesterday. Number 2, it was raining then. And number 3, it had rained here before. Right. So again, try to identify the tenses from these 3 examples, and this is the task of group B. And group C will do number 1, it will rain tonight. Number 2, it will be raining then. And Rajiv was sick yesterday. So let's try to identify the tenses from here, and this is the function of group C. So you all have to try your best to identify the structure, or you have all tried to definite or find out the tenses from all of these examples. So this is evaluation. I will take a short test or mini test, and I am expecting good result from all of you. And number 1, you can see here is written a sentence, Mr. Ahsan was once a poor man. So you have to understand at first, you have to try to find out the verb, in which form the verb is, or in which tense the verb is. Then you have to write down inside the bracket the name of the tense. And the next one, he works very hard. Again, you have to try your best to find out the verb. And then last one is he will become rich in future. You have to identify the tense from these three sentences. So I am giving you 1 minute, and within this time try to guess the answers. Okay, hope you all have written. So right now match it out if the answers are correct or wrong. The first one, let's see here, the auxiliary verb was. So, and next one, the auxiliary verb works. And the last one, the auxiliary verb will become. So the answer of past sentence will be what? Past indefinite, because was, were is in past form. So this tense is in past indefinite. And the next one, he works very hard. As here is S or ES after the main verb, and subject is in third person singular. That means it follows the structure of present indefinite, subject plus verb 1 plus object. So obviously this is in which tense? Present indefinite. And the last one, he will become rich in future. Here, will become. We have already completed the structure of a future tense, right? We have seen that in future indefinite there are shall or will and verb 1. So you can guess this answer as well. So let's see it once again. Yes, this is the example of future indefinite. So I think you all have corrected all of these three tenses, and if you can correct all of these answers, I think you have completed to understand the structures and definitions of tense. So your homework is written here. I think you will be able to do some homework. Write down the names and definitions of the three forms of tenses. We have already showed all of these in our slides. Also write down examples for the three forms: present, past and future. You have to write down the structures and also write down the definitions of three tenses, and then you have to make examples. So try your best to do this homework. And that's all about my class, today's class, and talk to you later, and hope I will take another class. Stay safe and sound. Allah Hafiz.